she is, folks. Look at the size of her. Amazing.
Well, here we are at the toadstools, which are really hoodoos. It has nothing to do with mushrooms, as you might imagine. And it's a very cold day, so we're going to have to dress warm. It's 1.8 miles total out and back, so it's an easy hike, and we're looking forward to it. Our friend Alan Morris recommended this, so
That's
if
true.
it's great, we'll
He
give you
did.
credit, Alan. If it's a bust, it's your fault.
And it's also in the Grand Staircase-Escalante Monument. We're looking forward to seeing that as well. It's an amazing place. It's driving out here was so magnificent. We're about halfway between Page, Arizona, and Kanab, Utah. So this is actually in Utah. And we saw one majestic mountain after another. It just never stops. Just amazing. So come with us. We're going to go check out the toadstools.
We'll see you on the trail.
The trailhead is located off Highway 89, 45 miles east of Kanab.
What is a toadstool? A toadstool is a spire-like feature with a boulder perched atop pedestal rock, like a mushroom or toadstool. It forms when softer rock erodes away underneath, leaving a column sheltered from wind and water. The route ahead leads to an area where conditions were right for toadstool development.
Like at many trails we've done, they ask you to sign in and sign out.
This looks like a Buddhist temple from Thailand.
You might like to know that the trail is open year-round, there are no fees to visit, and the area is dog-friendly. The best times to visit are spring and fall. Don't go in the summer because it gets extremely hot. But we were there in the winter and it was cold and windy, but we really loved it. Maybe this way you can see the scope of the place. It was absolutely enormous. It had rained very heavily the day before, so the path was at times very muddy and quite slippery. I was so glad I had my hiking boots on. And then, suddenly, in the distance, we see our first hoodoo. You may ask, what's a hoodoo? It's a spire of rock that has an easily eroded column and a more resistant cap, and therefore the cap remains and the column seems a lot smaller than the cap. I saw a face in this one. As you can see, they're not all the same, but one thing they have in common: they're unusual, they have interesting shapes. Some of them are super tall, some of them are small, but they're all in this one area, and I don't know why. The trail is so packed down that it almost looks white, and it's really easy to find your way. This is the first one you see, and definitely the most impressive. There she is, folks. Look at the size of her. Amazing. It was so cold I thought this might be ice, but it was just water. I loved all these big alcoves. They were like several stories tall. Time to head back to the car and try to avoid all the mud. Was this worth doing? Absolutely. The toadstools are worth the trip. It's a little bit slippery, but I'm so glad we did. Thank you for coming along, and we'll see you on the next adventure.